What's up, everybody? This is Jesse here, and you're watching Comic Conversation episode 32. I can't believe we're at 32 already. Here we are again with another Comic Book Eve, another Tuesday night. I'm glad to have you guys with us. We got a lot of good things to talk about tonight, one of which you can see on the screen is Alien Day 426. LB 426 is one of the planets from the franchise, and they pulled it over to April 26th. Pretty cool. But we're going to get into that a little bit later. We're going to do some catch-up. I'm here right now with Chris, and Justin will be joining us shortly, and then Edwin will pop on later on, so you'll see the full panel eventually tonight. Before we do that, I want to give a couple shout-outs and thank yous. First, last week, I actually had said, let me turn that off. There I am. I had said, could somebody help me with finding this book, which was the Miss Marvel 17 cover, right, with the one with X-23 on it. And I had quite a few people reach out to me and say, hey, do you still need it? I found it. I have it. So that was really awesome that, so many people were so willing to jump in there and help. So I just want to, shout out those people personally and say thank you. And I really appreciate that. So that was really nice. That's one of the great things about this community that we have here. And then the other thing I want to do is just give a rundown through the week, because there's a bunch of great shows that happen, throughout the week on the various days. So they all deserve a shout out in their own right. So I'll run through those, and we'll do a little bit of the catch up. Chris will tell us what he's been doing this week, and then we'll get on to the talking points we have. So on Sunday is all about comics. A great show. They have that every week. They talk all about comics, hence the name. New York Warriors is on Monday. However, that's a bi-weekly show. That's the Wolf Pack, the crew up there in New York City proper area. So really cool show that they have. A lot of fun. They always talk about some fun stuff they do around the city. So check them out. Tuesday in the morning, and he's here right now, is Blackpool. They have the comic board via podcast. It's an AM show, which is cool. However, today was their season finale. They'll be back, I believe he said, in July. So you can check out all the previous episodes and then wait for them in July. But if you have time in the throughout the morning, definitely check that show out. Really great stuff. They're always on point, especially if you like Valiant. Blackpool's a big Valiant fan, so great to get your news from him on that. Obviously, this show happens on Tuesday, and I had to write these down because there's so many. I didn't want to forget anybody. And then tonight, actually, at 10 p.m., it starts Frontline Live, Comic Frontline. They have a good show as well, so check them out. And then Wednesday, Nick, ETA Nick, he does his own show. It's himself on the show. It's his Wednesday chat. Definitely great show. Amazing insight from that man. He knows the ins and outs of every aspect of comic book collecting and history. And, you can learn a lot from him. So check out Wednesday chat with ETA Nick. Thursday, they did it on Sunday this past Sunday, but they do Lords of the Long Box is doing, I believe, Thursday nights. That will be firing up soon, so you can check that out Thursday nights. Friday is Blast It or Stash It. Another great show, great panel. They have a lot of great reviews that they do, really fun quotes that they start with them, definitely, a show worth checking out. And Dark Avenger Live is also on Friday nights as well. So Saturday, I don't know if there's a show. Do you know if there's a show, Chris?
Oh, there's a show Saturday.
What's the show?
Well, it's not a comic show, but it is called The Perfect Plex. It's a wrestling show.
Yes.
By Undisputed Frost.
Yep.
On his channel. I'm among the panel along with Magi316, along with Punisher 88, along with Greg Hoda as well. We just talk about wrestling, have some fun with that. Just check us out. We took a bit of a break last week, but we'll be back on this week, to go ahead and just, talk about the world of wrestling. But other than that, man, we're just, that's the show that's on for us on Saturday. Not quite sure of any other shows comic related, but if there are, check them out. But also check out The Perfect Plex from 9 p.m. Eastern Time to 10. So it's a 1 hour show. Get all your wrestling needs in there quick and easy.
That's true. It's damn true. Yeah. And then monthly, the 9.2 crew does a show as well. They're really speculation focused. It's a cool show. Fun guys over there. Really good conversation with them as well. So that's it for the shout outs for that. So let's jump into the catch up. Justin just joined us as promised. So that's good.
Hey.
Yeah.
I had to do some family tech support really quick. Sorry.
Gotcha. Okay, I do need to add one. Every Comically Flawed, what's up, man? Every first and third Sunday night is Legends live auction. So if you're looking to pick up some books for a great deal, or if you're looking to sell some books, to move some books, that's a good venue to do it. So that's one to shout out as well. All right, so Chris, what have you been up to past week?
Well, just living life with the baby and all that. Just kind of getting used to trying to get her, kind of within the realm of letting me sleep. It's been not too bad, but
How's that going?
it's there's a couple nights, like last night she was a little fussy, and it was just like her time to shine was from 1 a.m. till about 5, and it was just like, oh my goodness, please. But other than that, I did pick up a bunch of books last week. I just haven't had a chance to go ahead and do a haul video, which I'll be putting up probably later on tonight. Just to get that up and running. But other than that, just kind of chilling. Spending some time with family and everything like that. So
Sweet.
That's pretty much it.
All right, good week there. Busy week too. Yep. All right, Justin, you get some interesting things to share with us, right? Something happened on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I started a Sunday morning show where it's just Sunday morning comics, man. Just
Nice.
sitting around on Sunday morning, you got nothing else to do. You might as well sit around and talk about comics, right?
Yeah. It's a digital live version of the Sunday Funnies, right?
That's right. Except the first episode there was just it was a lot of fun. I had a good amount of people in the chat, and it was going. It was really awesome. But it turned into me like just unboxing a whole bunch of stuff. In the future, it will steer more toward like actually talking about comics. But it was a lot of fun. So
sweet.
But yeah, cool. and then it's just I got 2 slabs last week, man.
Ooh.
That's about all that's been going on though.
Awesome. All right, yeah, not a whole lot with me to share with you guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip my week. Ups and downs with the health stuff. So that's always frustrating thing. I'll just put it that way. Yeah. But we were going to actually talk about today's April 25th. Tomorrow is April 26th. It's Wednesday. It's New Comic Day, and it's also what is called Alien Day. It celebrates the Alien franchise. 426. I said it before. LV 426 is it's called Acheron the planet, right? It was LV. I'm not going to keep saying that. That's tomorrow.
What was it?
426.
Yeah, 426.
Yeah, so check out your comic shop. They might be doing something cool. They might have some sales or whatever going on. And shit.
Ocean.
Where is it? There it is. Okay. Yeah, they might have some sales or some cool things going on. So it's definitely worth checking out. And they have this cool website here. I shared it at the beginning. They're doing a global live stream. So it's going to be it says broadcast live from the Spock Studios in LA, a special 1-hour streamed event that will feature cast from Alien Covenant, the upcoming movie, as well as some activations. They're doing a contest on here where you can win. I think you can win like visits. You can do Q&A with the cast members. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So check this out if you get a chance. It's pretty cool. Yeah, there's the trivia challenges. So there's going to be 4 of them coming up. They have exclusive prizes, blah, 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 blah. It's alienuniverse.com /alien-day. So if you want to check that out, that's the place to do it. And then call your LCS.
And there's a new Alien book tomorrow.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So, yeah, pretty cool overall. I don't want to check out the trivia here. Yeah. I don't think, yeah. So you get T-shirts, Ridley Hollywood imprint, whatever that means. Stomper package. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to go through it all with you right now. That'll be tedious. But yeah, cool stuff there. Looking forward to it. I don't think my shop's doing anything for it, but you know, I'll be checking out that website to see what they got going on. So yeah, you guys checked out anything for Alien Day with your shops or?
No, I mean, I don't know if I'm not quite sure if it's something that they all participate in. Just because I haven't seen anything put up or advertised having to do with that in my shops. I might have to go and check it out just to make sure. But I mean, it sounds really cool.
Yeah, sweet. Jackio, he said he's got 3 Alien books he's picking up tomorrow. Aliens Defiance, these are the ones you were talking about. Alien Dead Orbit and Prometheus Life and Death. There's a one-shot.
Yeah, Dead
so.
Orbit's the one that kicks off tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
I think.
Yeah, Life and Death they've been doing for a while through the different volumes. So
I have not read any of those. So if they're really good, Jackio, let us know.
Yeah, give us your review in the chat, Jackio. Let us know how they are, and then we'll check them out. Yeah, Comically Flawed said the live streams while he's at work. So hopefully they'll have a replay of it somewhere, like on their, YouTube or Facebook or whatever. They're pretty good about doing that type of stuff. I know Fox puts up a lot of stuff on their YouTube channel, the trailers and everything. So I'm sure I'll go up there. But did you guys read Batman? Well, 2 questions. Did you read Batman 21 and did you read Secret Empire 0?
Yep.
Read Secret Empire 0. I haven't gotten a chance to get around to Batman 21 yet.
Okay.
If you have it, we could pause for like 4 minutes and you could read it. It's a really quick read.
It is. Some talking, some fighting, and then that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Without spoiling anything, the entire book takes place over the course of like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's
true. Yeah. No, it was 1 minute.
Well,
he called up the Flash and he's like, "How long can you get here?" He's like, "I'm busy." And he's like, "I'll be there in like 59 seconds."
Right,
so
but he was doing something.
Countdown.
But he was doing something before that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, see, that took more time than the stuff.
Fine, I'll take it. Yeah. Okay, so you read both, Ed. We'll start with you. Which one did you like better? I mean, if you can compare them.
Secret Empire had way more story, right?
Yeah.
The Button was just kind of like dipping our toe in to what may be going on. The end of The Button is where things really get interesting. Whereas Secret War was like a culmination type thing, or Secret Empire, I'm sorry. I really dug Secret Empire. I liked The Button, but I really dug Secret Empire. Can I put it that way?
That's good.
I liked both. And as the Button storyline progresses, like this week with Flash 21, I'm sure it'll be better, but Secret Empire, I guess.
Okay. No, fair enough. Kev said, talking about Batman 21, it's a Flash read. Yeah, very appropriate. Wolfpack's in the house, NY Warriors. I think pretty much all of them are here. So thanks everybody for being in the chat. Really appreciate it. You guys coming by. So for me, they were both just okay. Like for Batman 21, it's a 4-parter, right? It takes place over, let's say, a month.
3 more weeks and it's over.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it had a lot of meat to it. There were some cool little parts to it, but it was just basically, and I don't want to give anything away, but it was like we just said, it was just basically a couple minutes of a story, meets a certain character, and then something happens towards the end, and that's it. It's all basically right in the cave, right in the Batcave, the whole thing. So it left me wanting more, which I guess is the point of comics, but I don't know. The best part of it for me was the cover.
Yeah.
And then with Secret Empire, I wasn't digging the art. I didn't like the art. Some of those panels were really, really rough for me. And
I'll agree with that. I read it really fast, so I didn't even look at the art. I was just like, read. to make sure. And then I read it.
And you know, like the build up, like it's supposed to be like this whole huge build up to suddenly he's like in control of everything, right? And the shit's about to hit the fan. But I didn't feel that sense of urgency. Like, yes, they mentioned the Chitauri. Yes, they mentioned what was it, like the fight or whatever, the upright. I don't know what it was. And then they mentioned something else. I don't even remember.
There was the three things: the Chitauri invasion, the uprising in New York, and then the Hydra blah 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 in like Slovakia or something.
Right, exactly. And it didn't feel, even though they had that, it didn't feel like it was like a extinction level event, like they kept having to say.
Because I'm with you though, but I don't think it was because they kept telling us he was in control of it. You know?
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah.
Park.
And then,
but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, then like a couple characters, like something happened to them, and I'm like, just like, okay. I didn't care enough about the characters. I really didn't. So, and then Big E said something that I think is going to be true, just like with Secret Wars, that 2015 one. It's going to end up being 12 issues by the time they're done, not 9.
Well, I just
you just read it?
You weren't joking about Batman 21. I literally just read it. No, I'm dead serious. Like but they did it on purpose. They did it on purpose because you can tell like the word bubbles are bigger. There's a lot more just kind of splashes of stuff going on. And like you said, it does leave you wanting more just because you have to figure out what exactly. I mean, should I be low key about it at this point, or can I just say,
I mean, it's been almost a full week. I'm pretty sure everybody. It seems like everybody in the chat's read it and voiced their opinion.
I'm going to assume that who Professor Zoom, aka Reverse Flash, is talking about when he says, "I saw God," is Dr. Manhattan, and Manhattan lit him up because he's just like skin and bones at the end of it.
He's like half burnt. Yeah,
he's like burnt through, and then Flash happens to show up. I can agree with you on Secret Empire when it comes to the art. The prologue art was the prologue art was very, very good. Then you get to the story and it just like, I mean, it was just like, what the hell happened to the other guy? Like, what was he busy? Like, what happened? And then so the art wasn't great, especially when you lead into it with that prologue. And it looked incredible. It was like nice and painted. It was it had that painted look to it. And then you go into the main story and it's just like, so the B team took over and it took you out of the mood.
Like Riri's face right here, if you can see, it's like it's angled down. It looks like she's a Doombot or something.
Exactly. It wasn't that good. Like I mean, I don't know if they're gonna go ahead and at some point, I don't know, clean it up, or if they looked at it and said, you know what, maybe this went out and it's not the best. I mean, I figure at this point, Marvel's dealing with a lot of stuff, and maybe they were just like, we'll let this one go, and hopefully, there'll be better out going forward. But then again, it's just like, how many of these books are already completely finished and ready to go out to print? They're just kind of putting them together and getting them ready. So
because this is going to go 9, right?
Yeah.
So really,
I agree with Biggie's though, because this one, I mean, you can even tell in issue number 1, it was a very slow burn to get you to the point of that, Cap is a bad guy now, and then trying to really establish that he always has been, that's just who he was, and this whole, I don't know, 70 years career of his of being a hero was just an act, and he's always been evil, and but so I feel like just to get to that point to really establish it and to show him kind of do the whole takeover of that helicarrier and everything, it took a long time just to get to that one point. So I feel like they could end up extending it a couple of issues, especially if sales do well with it. They'll try to milk a little bit more out of it.
If it's already going to go 9, and with the 0, it's 10 issues.
Yep.
That's plenty.
It is. It definitely is to tell a story. It's just going to be all about the pacing and stuff like that, like how they're going to go about it.
I mean, if they keep it this thick, because Secret Empire feels way thicker than Batman 21.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of story. It was a lot. It was an entire setup issue. It's like we got to get everything set up to where issue number 1, it's boom, Hydra's winning. You know?
That is true. Just because, and I think that's one thing that
Wasn't Thunderbolts and all that supposed to be the setup though?
That's like, what is it? What was the tagline at the top of those issues?
I don't know.
Oh God, I can find them. Hold on.
But you know,
that was a different one.
Justin brought up a good point though, just because that's the thing that I think a lot of us forget is that it's a 0 issue. It's not exactly, you know, it's not the number 1, so I expect number 1 to have more to it. But for a 0 issue, you know, it just felt like it was, you know, really, you know, just kind of slow paced in order to kind of get you to the point of number 1, I guess. So, yeah, like Angel B said, opening salvo, basically.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep, there you go.
Thanks, Angel.
Yeah, so it's not like it's not something that's gonna be, you know, the just, you know, here we go, we'll toss you right in. But you know, what are you gonna do?
It was weird though. They didn't. The Thunderbolts weren't part of any of the teams that showed up in Secret Empire 0.
And where are the Avengers?
I don't know. You got Tony or AI Tony calling any Avengers still left. You know.
Yeah, I mean the fight with the Chitauri was pretty cool. I'll give that credit. Like that was pretty cool. And then once you saw them all going down one by one, you know, for me, I mean, just because you know that Cap is evil. If it was something where you didn't know that beforehand, and it was just a complete shock to you, this book would have had a lot more impact because he's just, you know, you see how you know, Captain Marvel's getting more and more desperate as people keep going down, and it's just like, you know, but knowing full well that he's a villain in the first place, you kind of, you know, like, all right, so this one's down and Blue Marvel's down, and I mean, some of the people that they were taking down was impressive. I mean, they took out Blue Marvel, you know, it was pretty big characters that went down. So, but you know,
Hyperion.
Yeah, Hyperion, and it's just like, you know, is it something where you think that they're gonna be, you know, I mean, are they dead? Are they just kind of incapacitated? You know, we'll see. But you know, for the time being, I mean, if you are into, I guess, what team was that got beat like that? Was that just an amalgamation of different heroes, or was it a specific team?
What?
The people that fought the Chitauri, was that just kind of like?
It was just, I mean, there were Guardians of the Galaxy on that team, so it was just a whole bunch of teams together.
All right, so you have a whole bunch of teams together, and then it's just like, so it's just kind of a collective of different heroes, you know. So it does kind of make you wonder where they're going to be at the next time around, because you got to figure out if anybody died in this or if they just kind of just been taken out for the time being. So
yeah, I'm just looking through the issue right now.
I mean, it just starts out like, because the first thing she says, like, no, not Hyperion, and it's just like, you know, that's when you kind of figure that, you know, things are a little bit tough.
But that's my thing, though, is like, why would Chitauri weapons be able to knock Hyperion out?
And why did they say that they were outclassed? There's no way they were outclassed. They were outnumbered, but not outclassed.
But
that pissed me off. Not pissed me off. That's the wrong word.
I think it was just. Was she talking? But see, that's my thing. Is at that point, was she talking about the present situation, or was she talking about it like, in, you know, from the future, like talking about it as a past thing, you know?
Yeah, because this kind of
wow.
This kind of has a feel a little bit of how the Civil War II kind of did, where it was just like you were kind of catching things on flashbacks a little bit. But I mean, you know, it is an issue 0, so it's just like it's hard to like not read too much into it. But
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, as far as going forward, that's the question. Like, do you guys think that going forward this is going to be something worthwhile, or are we just kind of, you know, going through the motions and maybe, you know, by like the end of it you'd be like, all right, not so bad, but, you know, still not worth, you know, dropping the monthly, you know, money every single month to pick it up?
Well, it depends on how much you believe in legacy.
Yeah,
that's true too.
Because if that's what we're hearing is true, all this is going to be reset at that point anyway. Oh.
Yay.
Yeah, as soon as COVID goes away,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, if she dies, doesn't it revert back everything she changed?
Yeah, it probably reset. That's an easy way out. I hope they don't do that. That's too.
That would be way too easy. Franklin will come back. That's what it'll be. The Fantastic Four will come back, and they'll be like, "What have y'all done?" Franklin
Can you
fixes.
guys see this screen right now?
Yep.
We just see
Look at Sharon Carter's face.
Mm-hmm.
What is up with that? Come on now.
She is noticeably old in the book.
Yeah, she's like super old. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, that's what it was. The Alpha Space Station Ultimates.
Yeah, Alpha Flight is now a space
goes
station.
I liked how they tried to make Quasar into like a big deal. I'm like, really, Quasar?
What's the Army of Evil? Does anybody know?
It seems like this.
No, it was like the Wrecking Crew was in it. There were just like a ton of bad guys in it.
The Legion of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
And then Baron Zemo kind of like was off to the side, being like, I am Baron Zemo. But yeah, man, it's just like you look at this, and it's just like if they're gonna go back to #1 again, it ends up being kind of disappointing to see it happen. I know it's just the way that they're gonna try to reset everything and not have it not be continuity anymore. But it's just like, then why do it in the first place?
I don't know what those are down there.
My goodness.
Oh.
But the other thing with
all right, 1 second. Everybody going crazy about #1s. Remember, guys, the legacy thing is they're going to bring back the legacy numbers. We're going to talk about it.
Right.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that's on the agenda.
It's going to be okay, guys. It's going to be okay.
All right, I think I've scrolled through that book enough. If anybody wants that link, let me know offline. I'll give you the link.
But
I'm back.
It is something that's kind of funny. Like when you go back to what was it, the Secret Invasion? That was kind of their way of getting rid of the Bronze Age by being like, all these Bronze Age people that came through, they're all Skrulls, and they were all fake the whole time. It was just like, so Marvel likes to just kind of get rid of ages out of nowhere and just be like, oh, this just didn't happen, or like we're gonna erase this and go back to the starting point. So it's I mean, and with the starting point being potentially what we'll get into later, I mean, it raises some questions.
That's right. What's up, Edwin? How you doing?
I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we can hear
Absolutely, we can hear you.
Sorry if it's too loud. My levels don't adjust. Sorry.
It'll normalize. I think that's what we say, right?
Yeah. So did I come in on a good topic or what?
Yeah, we're just talking about Secret Empire.
Oh, I thought we were Marvel bashing. Never mind.
Well, in a way, we are.
I'm sorry. I had stuff to do. I just got in, so I wasn't able to follow the first
You're good.
20, 30 minutes. Okay, cool.
Were you able to read Batman 21 or Secret Empire 0?
No, I just finished Rooftops, and I was gonna go and jump. Yeah, no, that was like Batman 14 and 15.
I was like, wait, what? I was like, that wasn't the last.
No. Rooftops was in between I Am Suicide and
Bane.
I Am Bane. Yeah, so, but I wanted to jump over and get on to number 21 because I do hear people talking about it. So I really apologize. I just didn't have time to do it before we got on show.
Oh, good. You could probably, while we're talking, Chris did this. He read Batman 21 in about 5 minutes.
It's super quick.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
I think I'll do that.
Like it's bigger word bubbles, lot of just like panels here and there with just
Action.
a lot of visuals. So it's
Yeah.
just it's kind of like if you were looking for a Sam I Am type comic where it's just like sentence, picture. That's pretty much how it just went.
I'll do that.
Yeah, it's really fast.
So one of the things we have on our talking points is for Free Comic Book Day. There's a Secret Empire book for that, and people are saying there's a big reveal. It's good. I think somebody said that it's gonna shut down the internet when you see the last couple pages.
Yeah.
So, and
You know,
what that might be?
Yeah, it's funny because the last couple of years, there's always like one book during Free Comic Book Day that actually ends up being hot. I think a couple years ago it was like it was like this hip hop comic book that man, I forget, but it had like all kinds of hip hop artists and stuff on there, and
Oh,
even
you
though
talking
it
about
was,
Hip Hop Family Tree?
yeah, that was like a $15-20 book on eBay, and it was free. And I think last year I forget what it was, but
It was the
All
what
new,
was it?
all different Avengers.
Yeah, because it was the new Wasp or something like that.
Okay. As far as speculation, man, who knows? Although I do, Jesse, I do like what you had this year, what you had put out, which was the what was the one that you had just mentioned? The
Secret Empire.
yeah, Secret Empire.
Yeah.
Does y'all's LCS let you just grab every book that's
No.
free, or do they limit it?
No, they
Mine is a limit of 5.
yeah, they're just like you can have. I think mine.
You go.
Some of the stores in my area will only let you have 2.
So
Yeah,
what
that's
you
how mine
do-
is.
What I do is I get a group of friends together.
Exactly.
Mine's 3 or 4. That's why I always take my nephew. In
Yeah,
case
you
there's
don't
an
want-
extra book, like I need two Secret Empire,
I take my wife. I'm like, all right, look, you grab these 2, I'll grab these 2, and then, just if you can't get those, then you just go to another store and stuff like that. So
Yeah. There's not a whole. I mean, there's I always get the Lady Mechanica one. There's usually one for that.
Yeah.
I really like the artwork in there. It's not anything that's going to be earth shattering in terms of that universe.
Right.
But
if you like the character,
exactly, yeah. So why not?
I also love when they give you a nice back issue to it's like, oh, we have a bunch of these in the bin. Like, yeah, just
Yeah.
put these with you. I'm like, oh, cool.
Some of them are the books from last year, right?
Some
Yeah.
of the books from last year, some of like
Right.
old X-Men books, stuff like that.
now
Like,
does your shop do it? Do it up for or free comic book day? Like mine will have somebody. Like I think Joe Pruitt's going to be there signing for Aftershock again, and so we're going to have some other people, and they're going to be making hot dogs, and hopefully they'll have a sale, but who knows? So what do your shops do?
No comics. That's about it. Like, they may have a local artist come in, someone that you've never really heard of before. Last year we had, I think, like 2 or 3 different people. And then after that, it was just kind of like, just comics as usual, nothing too crazy.
Yeah. A couple people haven't seen the list, so I'm just going to screen share the list and cruise through it while you guys are talking. My shop, I actually have a couple different shops in my area, so that they each do different things. They obviously do the free books. Some of them do like maybe 20% off on stuff. And then there's one shop that last year did buy one, I think it was buy one, get 3 free. So I kind of rated the boxes for that. That's pretty much it. We don't get hot dogs.
Well, they're not free. You got to pay for them. I think, hey,
Free
I'm
hot
going to
dog
make a
day?
prediction that Rick and Morty book is going to be a hot one.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, dude. That whole thing's got a big buzz around it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta be honest, man. The free comic books from the 2 LCSs that I've been to is really just to get people hooked and get them into comics. You got the real collectors that go there. They completely bypass the free comics and just go straight to the deals.
Yeah.
Look at Chris.
Does your shop put the sticker on the book for the shop, or do they leave that white space blank?
Yeah. Well, I've had a shop that did the Batman Beyond last year. They had like their own little logo on the book.
But do y'all get there early? Like we get there before they open because there's a line at my shop that'll back up like the entire shopping center.
If you want the deals, you got to get there early.
Yeah.
We get up there, we get with chairs, we're chilling early in the morning, talking to people. There's cosplayers dancing around. It's crazy, man.
It's definitely a sight. I mean, some of my LCS around here, that's when they do their biggest deals, like Black Friday and Free Comic Book Day. Those are their big money. It's so big that my LCS only has 1 register, but during those 2 days, they have 2 registers. And sometimes you'll have somebody with a square, just swiping cards. So huge day.
You got an Adam Hughes coming. Find it. Where'd it go? What did I do?
It's a lot of
Look at
books.
the gold. This is all the silver. There's gold. There it is. So that Adam Hughes cover. That might go. A lot of people missed out on that first print for that book. So
Yeah.
if you like that, that's a good way to go. It's free.
I thought about it, but I was like, eh. At the time, I was just like, I didn't have room for it in my, that's the stuff I was trying to get. But yeah, no, it's a pretty decent selection of books that you get. So, and I do like how much, Free Comic Book Day is kind of just being more and more embraced by more shops. Not every shop will have, everything like do it up and go crazy. But some of them do, kind of go a little bit all out and have some, pretty fun things going on. So, some of the lists I see, like, there are some pretty good artists that go to certain shops. Like I think Bob Layton's going to a shop, not in my area, but he's going to a shop for Free Comic Book Day. So it's like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And with Edwin's store, that was kind of crazy. He said one register, but on Black Friday and Free Comic Book Day, they open up 2.
Really?
I mean, so you basically double the amount of business in that one day. That's pretty crazy.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's a great way to get out, and just, even if you don't get the books, just kind of hang out with people and shoot the shit.
Oh, yeah. If you want to have side conversations in the shop, pretty much getting to the line is the hottest part. You have to schmooze your way up to the line because everybody wants to talk about what's going on and just be like, oh, like this and that. And then you get the people that kind of want to help out the person. Like, oh, what's this comic book thing all about? Let me, and people go, oh, yeah, you should check out these. And if you like this, then check out this. And it's just like, really, it's just a fun atmosphere.
Yeah, it really is. Did you guys, did you go to Record Store Day or Record Shop Day? That was, I think, last weekend.
No, I missed out on that one.
What's a record?
Oh,
what's a record? Come on.
They're becoming popular again.
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
Retro
Vintage?
Yeah.
People like to buy them.
They have their own version of it. It's sort of like Free Comic Book Day, but they have a bunch of vinyls and stuff that they give out, or you can go. And they had one for Young Animals for DC. Gerard Way did it. So with the vinyl came a comic book. I didn't get it, but I just thought that was a cool, like, sort of cross-platform sort of promotion. It was a pretty neat idea. So it'd be cool if they had something like that on our side of it, like Free Comic Book Day, but you get like an 8-track or something.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, right. That'd be cool. Yeah, the records aren't free. I
Actually, one way you could do that, and I don't know how necessarily legal it would be, and it would be a little bit time consuming. But if for every book you just be like, you know what, let me make you a soundtrack of maybe like 5 or 6 songs, that you can listen to while listening to this book, something like that, like something where it's just like, not only do you get music, but like something to kind of like inspire you to like, want to read, or, you discover a new artist and discover new comics at the same time. It's not actually a bad idea.
Yeah. And they used to have, where you could, I think it was a vinyl, but they had them. I've seen them on like Comic Book Man and stuff. People would bring them into trade. The comics on tape, basically. Mm-hmm. So you play it, you look at it, and then you just hear the audio next to you.
That's such a good idea, man. I think they need stuff like that now, especially for kids.
Yeah, because
or digital. Like yeah, just a digital download.
Yeah, like because stuff like that did help people, with learning how to read and things like that. It's just like you look at it and people go, oh, comics can help you learn that too. But then when you have
hooked on
story
comics
being said to you, like sometimes, like what if it's you have a kid that doesn't quite know some of the bigger words. It's just like instead of having to sound them out, someone's saying it for you, and now you can kind of expand your vocabulary and things like that. But hey. And it's always cool to just hear somebody, doing the voice of, this character, that character, hearing like, the smash and pop and all the rest of that type of stuff.
Actually, if you guys don't mind, I want to ask you a question. Since we're on the whole kid topic, I know the coloring books, the coloring covers and stuff like that, they've come out over the past couple of years.
The adult coloring books?
Yeah, is that like a hot thing for a lot of you guys that you guys have seen, or
No,
I've seen them.
they sit on the shelves at the store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
like I've seen. Yeah, like I mean, it's nothing that you're gonna be able to buy, sell, for collecting purposes. But I mean, if you wanted to just, I mean, if you're, I don't know, into coloring and you or just looking for something to relax you or something like that, that's what it's supposed to be for. But like Justin said, I mean, if you go to your local Barnes and Noble, local bookshop that sells those things, they literally just sit there. I mean, I guess trying to sell adults on the whole fad is just not exactly going over as well as they would hope. But I mean, it's there for people that want it.
Yeah, I think DC released a line of crayons too to go with them.
Oh, Jesus. Don't color with your old crayons. Use these.
Yeah, buy ours.
These crayons have bat logos on them. That makes
But-
them cool.
The books do have the regular cover underneath it. So if they're all out of the other one, you could, if you screw up the book, it's not my fault. But you can buy the one with the coloring book cover and somehow take it off, and then you have the regular book.
Yeah,
Disclaimer: I gave you a disclaimer. If you fuck up the book, it's not my fault.
right. But see, that's the thing, though. If you get one of those coloring books, as a collector, I wouldn't be able to color in it because it would damage the book.
Right? You'd have to buy two.
Oh man, see how expensive they keep making it for us?
But you know what you do though? You see, honestly, just like I said, that trend kind of I guess in certain areas it's taken off and doing all right, but in other areas it's not. So I mean, all you gotta do is just wait for them to end up going on clearance. Eventually they will if they don't sell well, and then you just so you can have so Justin can have his collectible copy and his
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but that's the other thing. I mean, think about it. Like if you watching other YouTubers' hauls and things like that, reviews and things like that, I have not seen anybody say, "Oh, cool, I got this coloring book of this book."
Yeah.
Not seen it one time.
No, I mean, it's just something that I think, it's something that adults, I don't know if they're really gonna embrace it, because I know a lot of people will just be like, if you like art, just draw some stuff or just do whatever. But this is just kind of cuts out the middleman, lets you go ahead and draw it, and then again, I mean, if you have something like Photoshop, I mean, you can look up online, just pencil and ink drawings and color those in using Photoshop. So it's I guess it's a fun idea, but it's just not. It's not necessarily a big money maker.
can I admit something to you guys?
You
got
got
one.
like 5
You
of
got
them.
one.
I almost bought Spawn coloring book when Todd McFarlane announced that he was doing it.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
I almost bought it, but I passed.
I'm telling you, once they go on clearance, why not?
Yeah, if they're like in the
If I see
dollar
them on
bin.
clearance, I'll tell you right now, if I see them on clearance in Barnes and Noble, I'll buy them. I have no problem with that. Just because they're there and they're cheaper, and it's just like, you know what, I can go ahead and just color on a book and not worry about whether or not I damage it. I don't mind, but it's just one of those things where it's like paying full price. If it's like, because what is it, like $10 a book? That's not really something that I want to be spending on a coloring book. That's just me.
Yeah. To destroy the value of it. Right away. Yeah. That's a lot. All right, I think we've kind of beat that subject to death. I think we're all on the same page there. So the next thing on what we're going to talk about is Guardians. And admittedly, the way I phrased it was a little too clickbaity for the way I like it. But I said, does Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 suck? I don't know if you guys have been reading any of the reviews that have been coming in, but there's been quite a few. And it's been sort of divisive. There's been some people that have really, really loved the movie, and then some other people who said that it was just a waste. It was trying to be the first one, and it just failed at it. And then there's a couple in the middle. But it seems like it's, you either love it or you hate it type of thing at this point. That being said, it's still going to, rake in the money, and I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing it. But I guess the problem with it, and I'm using the term problem loosely, is that the first one, Volume 1, was just so damn good. It's hard to kind of meet that. It's always going to be compared to that first one, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not about like, can it be better? it's kind of, can it be as good as it, right?
But this goes
Yeah.
back to when is the sequel? Or, it's going to be a trilogy film. We're going to get the third one. So this is just the middle movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to move some plot.
Yeah.
And it's very rare that a middle movie ends up being better than the original.
Or the climax.
Yeah.
I seen somebody post on was it Comic Book Fanatics that Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 92%, and now currently it's down to 86%.
Still really good.
When I looked
It
at
is, but it's gone down.
I had seen the 86. I didn't see the 92, but I mean, I don't think it's going to be a bad movie. I think it's just, it was a movie that kind of came out of nowhere. Like nobody, I don't think anybody went in with huge expectations. So it's just, when you have something like that, where it's just like the expectations weren't high in the first place and it ended up blowing everybody away, it's really tough to duplicate that, because at that time you have something really special.
Like Comically Flawed said, most of what he read was that they just tried too hard, and that's what I heard, and that's what I read also. And like what you're just saying, Chris, there was no expectations or low expectations on the first one.
Yep.
Now what they're trying to do is they're taking what was successful in the first one and blowing that up in the second one.
Yep.
So if it feels like they're forcing it too hard, it's because that's what we said we wanted. So that's what they're giving us.
Exactly. I mean, just like there's two movies that came out like that literally I had no explanation or no expectation for it. And that was, Guardians of the Galaxy. I went in, I was like, it's going to be what it is. It looks like it could be fun. Let's check it out. And then I was blown away by how good it was. And the other one was Ant-Man. I was just like, all right. I was like, if it's going to be a flop, this is going to be the one that does it. This might be the first, big flop. And it wasn't. It was actually pretty good. It was a different type of story. And I think that's where Marvel kind of finds their strength, is that, sometimes those different kinds of stories, those things that you're not expecting to be good, they end up becoming good. I mean, I don't think that Guardians 2 is going to suck at all. I think that it's going to be good. It's just, does it hold up against the first one? Maybe not. And it's a rare time. It's a rare movie that you see, where the second one is better than the first. I mean, Empire Strikes Back was better than A New Hope, yes. But I mean, you have to look at like what was entailed in that one versus, the actual original. And I don't think that this next installment of Guardians is going to be, just a movie that has, this big, amount of story that's going to move everything forward. I think it's kind of just a stop along the way to a bigger story. And because that's what a lot of these movies have been, where it's just like, this is a stop along to the next bigger movie.
That can be. Also, everybody remember, there's going to be so many new characters introduced in this movie and so many Easter eggs. There's, this, out of all the Marvel movies, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are where you can get the most amount of Easter eggs. So that makes this movie that much more fun to watch.
Yeah, I know a bunch of the spoilers for the movie. It doesn't spoil it for me, knowing them. But I wish I could say them right now. There are some really cool things you guys are going to love coming up in that movie. Let me just say, there's a really popular fan theory that they finally had come true.
About him?
I'm not going to say any more than that. But yeah, it's cool.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely going to see it. Hopefully that the day it comes out. So
yeah, that's one. If I want to go see it like Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll go to a midnight showing for that movie.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's going to see it regardless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. We're so we'll probably see that Friday night, and we're already trying to figure out who's going to watch the baby, because it's like, all right, so we need a babysitter for this night here, because it's going to be, I mean, and that's only, 2 weeks away? Right? Or is it a week away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 5th, right?
It's coming up on the 5th.
So it's the
Cinco de Mayo.
I mean, what a Marvel weekend.
Revenge of the 5th.
Like they're going to corner.
May the 4th. No, sorry.
That and Free Comic Book Day in the same weekend?
Oh, man, yeah.
My wallet's going to explode.
I know. Go to the loan place, get interest-free loans.
And then that Sunday, we got an auction on Edwin's channel.
True. True, which I'm still working on. I'm still doing revisions, and it's gonna be good though.
Yeah, looking forward to that. So check it out, guys. Check it out. All right. So the next thing on the agenda here is Marvel bringing back the legacy stuff. Right. First, we're gonna have the pairings up. What is it called?
Generations.
Generations. Thank you. So I think that's gonna kind of lead to what some of the stuff that they're doing. So in the fall, they're bringing back the numbering. They're going back to the original numbering.
Yes.
So that's interesting to me. My question on that is, are they just going to completely like go 100% to the number, or is it going to be like they did? I think it was like in the early mid 2000s where they had the issue number for that volume, and then in gray right below it they had like the legacy number. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. They did it with Spider-Man and a few of the other titles. So I'm wondering if that's going to be that. So that's my question with that. The corner boxes are coming back. They're bringing back. Yeah, a magazine. Did you guys ever? You guys are familiar with FOOM?
I've heard of it. I've never read it before though.
It's called Friends of Old Marvel, and it was I think about 22 issues in the 70s. Jim Steranko was the one who did a lot of the cover work for it, and especially that issue 2 is really a famous one. It's got Hulk holding up a big rock.
Yeah, and isn't that
Really
the
cool
prototype
Steranko
of
cover.
Wolverine?
Exactly right. That's where that prototype came from. So they're bringing that back. So that's pretty cool. And then the other thing they're bringing back, I forget what it is. I'm drawing a blank. Help me out, somebody. Oh, the value stamps.
The value stamp.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
So those are pretty
That's
cool too. And I'm wondering how they're going to do that, right? Is it going to be obviously they're not going to have us cut something out, right? So is it going to be like another adhesive
digital sticker?
next to the digital, or is it going to be part of the digital? Is it going to be like that is the stamp, or you have to go like to a website and you have like a digital book for it?
And what do
I
you
don't know.
get? Like, what do you get if you
Yeah.
cut them all out? You know.
I
Like
bet
what they used to do, there were 2 series, and again, it was Bronze Age, right? It was mid 70s when they did it. There was a Series A and a Series B. So the Series A, you were able to cut out the stamp, and I don't remember how many there were, but you had like a book you could put like a stamp book, and you could put them in and collect them that way. And then the Series B was like a puzzle, so it made a big picture.
If I get like an Amazing 300, then I'm cutting all day. I'm just gonna be.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna end up being probably like, what's that? The Marvel service with like that digital Marvel. Like, oh, you get 3 months of this service. You know what I mean? So
Marvel Unlimited.
yeah,
Right.
Marvel. It's gonna be something to get you onto like
Something
that.
digital.
Yeah, it's not gonna be something. I mean, that's just my speculation. It's gonna be something that's gonna. You're not gonna get a physical comic or anything like that. You're gonna get just a digital subscription for a couple months and just. So basically they're gonna try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
That'll be lame, and no one will like that.
It would,
Mhm.
but it's just one of those. I mean, you gotta figure. It all depends on how they do the value. I mean, so let's say they go back to the old school value stamp. We have to actually cut out the book.
They're not gonna do
Which
that.
I doubt.
What's more lame, having to cut out the stamp out of the book, and buy 2 just to make sure that you can have one for the stamp and the other one. So one's gonna be trash at the end, and then you have the other one for your collection. I mean, that's. I don't know.
Not gonna
It's definitely a
happen.
weird deal.
That's right. They're not going to do that. Oh, the other thing they're bringing back, well, it's speculation right now, but they said a beloved series or beloved character. So a lot of people, and TiVo said it on his show, believes that it's going to be Fantastic Four returning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I hope so. I
I hope they do it, but I hope they do it right.
But then again, were we all buying Fantastic Four when they were out?
Exactly. I heard that the very last issue of Fantastic Four just hardly sold anything, which went to show that there's not a lot of fans out there still.
I bought that series. It was really cool. They started off with red suits.
Red suits?
They
Yeah.
did. They had
The
red.
Great
The
Legend
Fantastic
things.
Four had red suits, man. It was pretty cool.
Don't the red suits always die?
Yeah, they died off
Red
like
shirts?
7 or 8 issues in. They went back to blue.
Now, see, you're gonna sit there and say something like that, and then Great Legend's gonna get upset and be like, "Don't talk about my Fantastic Four that way." But
That's right.
I
Got
was,
every single issue.
No, I understand where you're coming from. Where it's just, I also think that it was kind of a thing where they were kind of suffering though too, as well, just because I think the writing was on the wall that Disney didn't want to keep that book going for the fact that it wasn't within their movie franchise rights, and they just probably weren't doing as good of stories as they possibly could have because of that fact. I mean, it's kind of like how the X-Men books started declining, really quickly, just because they're just like no new mutants, no new nothing. Just stick with the people you have. We don't want to hear anything else about new characters. Don't develop them because we don't own the rights. Who knows? And the fact is too, with it being so long since we've had the Fantastic Four, it's going to do well if it is them coming back, because people are going to want to see those heroes back together.
Right,
Yeah.
and you can't call anything legacy without that family coming back.
Yeah,
The original family, right?
exactly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it'll be good at first. Everybody will jump on the bandwagon and buy it, but
And there'll be 800 covers for it.
Yo,
yeah. Is it going to hold its fire? Or is it going to just fizzle out?
You never
I
know.
don't know.
I mean,
depends on who they put on that series.
I mean, that might be the first one that they start with the legacy number.
Right.
Where did it end? You guys know 600 something, I think. It was in the 600s?
Yeah, but then it's had 4 or 5 series in between there.
Well, there was like Fantastic Four, which I think was like part of the.
I think you had like FF4, right? And then Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
had a series right before Secret Wars that went up to like 20, 23, something like that.
It was part of. Oh, what was it called? You're right.
It was before.
Was
It
it
was just
Hickman?
like
Book?
no, it wasn't Hickman. He was done with it at that point because he was on Avengers.
What was the
pull it out,
initiative?
but I don't remember.
Wasn't that part of it, or was that something else, like the Illuminati? No, that was Avengers. That was something else.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. But I wonder who they'll put on it as a writer or a creative team, for that matter.
well, that's the one thing that there was a criticism that was made by John Romita Jr. about Marvel in general, and they were saying that like they pay top dollar to get a good writer in there, and the artist is what they kind of skimp on sometimes. So I mean, they probably will try to get somebody that is well established, someone who can tell a good story, to go ahead and write that book. It's tough to see how they're going to go ahead and reestablish those heroes and bring them back. You have to have somebody, I think, that knows how to write those heroes, though, because it's been such a long time. You want to come back and make an impact. You don't just want to be like, yeah, we have the Fantastic Four back, and here's just some shit to make you happy because they're here.
Right. And then you had Johnny Storm. He's an Inhuman now. You got Thing that's over with Guardian, so they got to pull them off those teams.
Yep.
Or,
That's what I'm saying. The easiest way to do that is Franklin to go, or is the Fantastic Four to show back up, since they've been off creating universes. They show back up, and Earth is like Hydra planet, and everybody's crazy. And Reed just nudges Franklin. He's like, "Go ahead and switch this back to how it should be."
Maybe they could talk Dan Slott into leaving Spider-Man going over there.
Never.
he needs to wrap up his tenure on that book already.
You can't leave Spider-Man.
Well, who's been the historical writer for Fantastic? I know you got like Chris Claremont with X-Men. You got David Michelin for
Byrne.
Yeah, John Byrne.
John Byrne.
as a writer. I know he's an artist, but writer too.
Yeah,
Yep.
he did both for a while.
He had a really long run. I think.
I
it was
mean,
like something
yeah,
like
that's
Bring him back.
his run is the one all others are measured against. Hickman's run is really, really strong, though. I haven't read Matt Fraction's run yet,
Yeah,
but I want to.
Again, that run is, I think, like 60 issues. That
Fractions?
the Byrne run.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it starts in like 230 and ends around like 300.
And I've got FF that Hickman did. The spinoff
Yeah.
for like 24 issues. That was good, too.
That was the one with Franklin, right?
Yeah. So he was writing the main Fantastic Four book and FF at the same time. That's when they went to those white suits.
Yeah, the Future
Yeah, that's
Foundation.
right. Oh, yeah,
was
when-
Spider-Man.
When Spidey joined them.
Yep.
That's a pretty cool suit, the white one.
It is an awesome suit.
I don't understand how that one is not as popular as some of his other suits. I really liked that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool suit. You should bring that back.
Mm-hmm.
Or the next writer after Slot should bring that back. Let's say that.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So, which books would you bring to get signed, and would you use a window box to get them signed? See what I did there?
I'm not a true fan. I'm using a window.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. You're a collector, not a reader.
Yeah, like how shitty of a. I mean, if you want to get into the whole story of it, you know, you go right ahead. But just like
You have the floor, Chris.
you know, I just think about it. It's just like, you know, how I guess arrogant and shitty of an opinion of people is that you know, if you show up with a specification on a book that you bought, you know, that you want someone to sign in a certain spot using a window, that someone's going to tell you, someone from Marvel, no less, is going to tell you that you can't do that. Like that's ridiculous. I mean, like I said, I have a lot more I'd like to say about it, but like if you want to inform the whole situation, I'm sure everybody knows what people know for the most part, but just for the few that may not, I say.
Well, I think the gist of it was that a Marvel guy announced to people standing in line not to do it, right? And that kind of started the whole thing. And in my personal opinion, I think it's just all for publicity. I mean, same thing with the whole thing with the X-Men Gold. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, just to get people talking again. We talked about this on the Facebook Messenger. That's just my belief of what this is all about, because people are starting to kind of migrate a little bit more towards DC, or not even DC, man. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Boom Studio. I mean, indie titles and stuff like that. So I just think people are just tired of all the crap that Marvel and Disney are trying to push down people's throat, and they're just tired of it.
Yeah. They feel like they can decide for us what we want. Push their opinions and their perspectives down our throat, and people are pushing back on that.
Well, I mean, for me, I just look at it where it's just, you know, for a Marvel rep to sit there and see me in a line because I'm going to see whoever, and I don't even really use the window. I've thought about it, and you know, just maybe going ahead and doing it, but like, I just don't like that someone's going to tell me. I mean, you know, based off the fact that they're afraid that I'm going to go and make some money on eBay or do something, you know, other than or go and get it graded or slabbed or whatever like that. Do something with my property. I mean, once you go into the store, you buy the book. It's your property. You know what I mean? They can't tell you what to do with it. You know.
Well, I think another question is, and this I would like to ask this to the chat: how long has signing windows been out there? Like, have people been doing this for the past 10, 20, 30 years, or is this something that's just kind of new lately? I'm
not sure, because I think that, I mean, in terms of everything, I'm going to be honest, I've only heard about it within the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, me too.
I've never, you know, and I've never seen it before. So I think that because more people are seeing it coming up, maybe, you know, at least on that end, they're just like, you know what, we know what this is all about. We know what the window's there for. And we think that you are just going to do something, you know, you're going to be getting extra money off of this book. And we don't like that because we're not seeing any of it, which is kind of funny because you also see that in like the video game industry with video game retailers. So that's why places like GameStop catch a lot of flack from the publishers, because they're just like, well, you know, so someone trades in the game and then you resell it and we don't see any of that money, which is, you know, in my opinion, that's a bullshit opinion to have, because you got the initial full price purchase from before. You got your money. Just because someone went ahead, resold it, and now I have a business where I resell old things, that doesn't mean that I have to give you a chunk too. That's kind of like a mafia mentality where it's just like, you know,
if that's the case, you might as well go to every garage sale and yard sale and be like, hey, I need to get money for everything that you're selling.
Exactly. Yeah, have a Marvel rep there. You know, but and even still, let's
Marvel tax.
Well, and even still, you know, if they're going to say you're not a real fan because you do that, well, you don't know what people are going to do with that. Some people just want to have it in a specific spot because that's what they like. And so they're going to, you know, not even sell it, just display it like in this way. Like, I like to have my books signed like this because this is the way I think it presents well on the cover. I'm doing it to get it away from, you know, some of the art, or I'm going to put it in a place where I think it fits best and pops out the most.
So my question though is like, how did they see this? Was it like the picture I saw where the dude had like the blue painter's tape? Like, around that. So what if you just happen to have your comic bagged and boarded, but you've cut a hole in your bag, but you haven't marked it? Are they going to see that? Like,
I don't know, because
I don't know.
I guess in their eyes, they'd
Doesn't
be
matter
like,
to
you
me.
know what, take it out of the bag, and pull it out and give it to us, and we'll sign it. And it's
Yeah,
just
they always make you take it out of your bag.
Yeah,
Which
but I
is-
made a window,
Yeah.
window in the bag now. I don't have to take it out. You're welcome. We save
Mhm.
everyone's time.
exactly.
You
You
think
know
they would
what,
be like,
that's
"Sweet,
a
it's
huge.
good. Let's move it. Let's go."
Yeah, that's a smart thing to think too. It's just like, if I can just give you the book, not have to sit
Signature
there and take it
bags.
out,
Where
buy
you at? Where you at?
yeah.
Well,
like,
maybe
I
the
have-
window is a clear indication that you're going to get this slabbed,
even still,
and money's involved.
Yeah,
So
I mean, that was what he
So-
said, was that it was, you're either, if you're using the window bags, you're either a dealer or you're a CGC rep.
mhm.
which is bullshit. Even all right, regardless of it, right?
You're a
So,
dealer.
so let's say I'm going in, I'm gonna get a book slabbed, right? And you're thinking of it, well, you're gonna go ahead and get it sold. It's none of your fucking business whether I get it, where I go ahead and sell it or not. Number two on that too, if you're charging me for, like, if I'm going to an event and they're charging me for the signature, that's extra money I'm giving up. Then I'm gonna have to pay to get it slabbed. So now I'm paying all this extra money. If I want to sell the goddamn thing and make some extra money on the side because that's what I want to do with my book, fuck you, I'll do whatever I want.
Yeah,
But, like,
I
I
paid
paid
the
all
money
this
for the
extra money
signature.
for it.
Who cares?
Yeah, I paid all this extra money to get to have my book looking this way and being in this state. I'll do whatever I want with it. You
Yeah.
can't tell me what to do.
So what's
Mhm.
the next step? Is like you actually have to like sign a piece of paper pledging that you will not sell this comic after it's signed. You know,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. Don't give them no ideas. You'll have every artist and writer have like this disclaimer that
Right.
you have to sign before they sign your book.
So you're gonna basically
Thumbprint here, please.
So you're gonna make it so then what you do at that point is that every book that's out there now that has been beyond that point is gonna go way more expensive, and then signed books are gonna get even more expensive just for the fact that they've already been signed. Whether they're graded, whether they're just on their own, and they're not disclaimer. Like, all right, so this is a non-disclaimer book that I got signed. You know what I mean? It's just like, don't be stupid. Like, you're never gonna, if you're gonna be greedy and say, well, we don't get a piece of all these, all these other sales when these books get more popular and this and that, and we're losing out on money. That's the hit you take. Because
Well-
you make a print run of a book. Let's say $45,000. You're charging 45,000 copies of a book. You're charging $5 a copy. You're making a shit ton of money off it on the front end.
Mhm.
Don't worry about what happens on the back end. That's
They don't
none
want
of your
nobody else making money. Yeah. Well, here's the thing that I was just thinking about. A lot of us are in different states. I mean, and I look at it more like we all communicate to each other, and sometimes like Chris will be going to a con that I can't go to, and there'll be a particular artist or writer. So I see a lot of people will do the bag cutouts, send it to a friend, and have them sign it or sign it and slab it because they don't have the ability to be there with their favorite artist or writer. So I think the whole concept of it being slab, people think money, and therefore they have to do something about it. But me personally, a lot of the books that I get signed and slabbed, 90% of them I keep for myself.
Yeah, it's for preservation.
Yeah, very few of them that I actually sell and make money off of.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think it's a really, really arrogant and really presumptuous attitude to sit there and say, "Well, you're not a real fan. You don't know that. Like, you have no idea of what my collection looks like." So for you to sit there and say, "Well, because you're doing it in this way," like, no, I'm trying to save you time and a line because I don't have to sit there and pull all these books out, then go ahead and re-put them in, because I've seen that. I mean, I even do that sometimes at cons where it's just like I have all these books out of the plastic and everything, out of the bags, and then I'm not just gonna go way over there. I'm gonna move to the side of the table where no one's using it and put them all back. Well, I mean, it's just like if you have somebody has a limit of, let's say, 10 books, that's 10 books you gotta do. There's some people that have no limit, and you can bring up as many books as you want. And it's just like, so now if you have somebody with like 40 different books, wait for them to take them all out. I mean, isn't it nice to just sit there and say, all right, look, you got them just like this? And I've actually heard artists and writers say, I actually like that this is a really good idea. I like that you guys do this, because then it's not having to deal with all the extra stuff. They just give it right over, boom, signed off to the side, signed off to the, So I don't know. I think that that's something that, they're probably getting pissed off at now, but eventually, I think in the way of trying to save time, they may overturn it and just be like, you know what, just it's not a big deal. We can see that it's not the big scourge of the industry. It's not piracy. It's nothing wrong in what you're doing. You're just going about it in a more efficient way. They shouldn't be trying to hold us up for that.
Yeah, most people are just, it's very benign. They're just doing it for themselves. They like us. But unfortunately, it does take just a couple people to ruin it for everybody else, So if there's somebody out there, if there's a dealer, if there's a particular rep abusing the process of the system, then that kind of forces their hand, a lot of times. So that may be what happened here. Playing a little bit of devil's advocate there, but 99% of the people are just going to be, let's say 90%, are going to be, just doing it for themselves,
Yeah.
So a couple things breaking actually today. Star Wars. Episode 9. We got a release date for that. Did you guys see that news?
Yep.
May 24th.
That came out today. Yeah. Oh,
May 24th.
Wow. May
2019. Which is interesting because normally they do December, right? So I guess they're leaving that for the spin-offs and all that type of those
I guess
movies, the Han Solos
That's
and
pretty quick.
The Boba Fett's and all that. So
And that's the only one I'll accept. You move a conclusion of a trilogy, to an earlier part of the year. The only one there's only 2 movies that I'll accept as placeholders for that, and that would be a Boba Fett movie or a Yoda origin movie. Han Solo is not taking over that spot. That would disappoint me because honestly, the holidays is a good time for that movie to come out just because it's so much easier and less stressful to go see it. Now they're doing it right before Memorial Day weekend. That's going to be a little bit tough.
Yeah, I mean that month is always going to be full. There's going to be a superhero movie that month. I mean, I know it's Disney competing with itself, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, funny thing is, 4th of July used to be one of the #1 spots that people used to always try to get.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's when Independence Day came out, right?
Yep.
I remember the Terminator movies too were always trying to come out.
Terminator 2 and Terminator was it the last 2 Terminator movies?
Well, they saw that they could spread it out more. They could, go further into other months.
Yeah.
Like we can make money every month.
How about this for Fox? Deadpool 2, June 1st, 2018. It's a June movie.
Nice.
Dark Phoenix, X-Men Dark Phoenix. That's going to be November 2nd, 2018.
Okay.
And then New Mutants. Actually, Chris, it starts filming at least part of it in June in Boston. So check it out. Look for that.
Oh, good.
Dude,
Extra.
Yeah,
That's
check
coming
that
out April 13th, 2018. Yeah, take us live on the set. Get us.
There's right. All right, so here we are.
Yeah.
Like, are you filming? No, not at all.
Yeah,
Security.
What's that light on that camera for them? Yeah, so that should be pretty cool. That's pretty spread out. That's all through 2018. So a bunch of movies for Fox and their X-verse coming there. So that should be cool. Did you guys like Sophie Turner as Jean Grey in Apocalypse?
I thought that,
No.
I won't say no. I mean, I thought that she didn't like she was. It's weird to see her speak with an American accent. That's number one.
Yep.
But I also think that she was, you're so used to seeing her as Sansa Stark and just being established in that role that this was just kind of like done quickly. Like she didn't have a lot of screen time, as far as the character was concerned. As Jean Grey or even as Phoenix, pretty much. So it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a little bit of a tough sell to have a whole movie revolving around her. Being Jean Grey and really just stepping into that role. Like I think that it would be kind of good if they did something like leading up to that movie, so you can kind of get a feel for her and actually understand what.
Wait,
she's
when does it come out?
November of 2018. You said.
Yeah.
So we'll have
November 2nd.
So we'll have 2 more seasons of Game of Thrones
Yeah.
for her to become Lady Ironheart or whoever she's going to actually become at some point.
Yeah.
Ironheart? That's Iron Man movie.
Nah, it's in that story too.
kidding.
There's
I'm kidding.
iron and ladies. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's all types of stuff.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, there's a rumor of Maisie Williams. She's from Game of Thrones, right?
Yep.
as Wolfsbane, Ron Sinclair for New
That would be
Mutants.
cool.
And then you got Anya Taylor-Joy, who's supposed to be Magic, which should be cool. But
Yeah.
you guys looking forward to the New Mutants movie? And actually, I have a question for you. Do you think it'll be standalone as its own franchise, or do you think that movie, as it did with the comics, will lead to X-Force somehow?
They're gonna have to do some collaborating. I mean, you have to expect Deadpool or Cable to make an appearance because that's where those guys started from. I mean, that's just my opinion,
Yeah.
or at least Professor Xavier. I mean, you have to.
I think that what you could do, I could see it being standalone, and then you have you have X-Force be its own movie, because I feel like X-Force would be a little bit more of a grown-up thing, whereas these heroes would end up being so you may have a different team of people in X-Force in order to make it a more adult type feel, because I mean, a New Mutants movie, I think you could really do good things with letting it be a standalone, and maybe do a trilogy with that. You could do some pretty cool stuff with that. So I think they'll separate the two franchises, even though the comics one led into the other. I think you're going to see two separate movies with that.
Yeah, I see New Mutants more as like mystical, magical. Like you have Limbo, and you have a bunch of things like that would be different. And like X-Force, in my mind, I'm thinking like rated R, like a special ops type of thing.
Yeah,
especially if Deadpool 2 does well. I mean, you got to have X-Force a rated R movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, X-Force has got to be more hardcore. But I could see New Mutants with its mysticism going into like an Excalibur.
That I could see.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Now, would you reestablish Kitty and bring in Lockheed?
Yes, I think that would be a major selling point for an Excalibur movie, would be to have Kitty Pryde on there, and make that the big deal about it or something.
So why not do
a Kitty Pryde and Magic movie?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Soul Stone for a while, so they're kind of intrinsically tied together.
Well, then would you also bring back the kid who was Nightcrawler, so he can be on the team as well, and then find the Captain Britain in there somewhere?
Okay, though, I think
we've got Psylocke. Psylocke is Captain Britain's sister, so
yeah, but she didn't star in New Mutants too many times.
No,
but I'm saying, but she was in X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So you can introduce that character, her brother, now easily.
I agree with Jackie. Jackie was like, New Mutants better be tied to the X-Men.
You could do it like that. I mean, I could see them, having some X-Men ties and everything like that.
They have to mention it, or they have to have like a crossover character that we've seen before introduce us to that kind of franchise or that world.
Well, I think are they going to have Professor X, kind of usher them in type deal?
Establishing them,
McAvoy. James McAvoy, not it'll be McAvoy Professor X, not Patrick Stewart.
Not Stewart.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna say this, and King of the Golden State, he kind of started something here. I agree. Mojo, Spiral, maybe even Longshot.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Get all those key villains of the New Mutants universe now before they're announced, because Longshot number 1 through 6 is still pretty affordable. You guys already know how it's gonna be. Once they announce the villain, come on, people just gonna go crazy.
Yeah, that's what happened with, I think it was 18 and 19 with Demon Bear. Those were dollar books all day for a long time, and then they shot up to whatever they are now. But $10, $15 books.
That's why I'm happy I have those X Factor, and Excalibur, and X4. The non-actual X-Men books, but they're still X titles.
You have XSE.
Yes, I do. I bought it. It came in a lot. I haven't read it, but it's in there.
He bought that off eBay.
That's right. $3.99. Sweet. I do have that Longshot miniseries, though. That's actually pretty good. That and the Magic miniseries.
The Storm and Ilyana one?
No, I've got the one that's just her.
Yeah, just the Magic series. Now are you going to end up getting Fallen Angels as well, the Sunspot series?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everyone forgets about that one.
Nope.
Sunspot. Actually, it sounds.
But
great.
wait, is it 90s looking Sunspot or current looking Sunspot?
That's the one
No,
where he's on the cover holding the other guy like by his shirt, and he's like,
Yeah, he's all like kind of like blacked out, and it's just like him
Yeah.
and I forget. It's like him and someone else just like decide to leave they just leave because they're mad, and then like I think it's like Storm and somebody else is like looking for them, and they end up coming across all these different like there's a couple different new mutants, a couple different mutants they meet up with, and then there's this one alien girl who just kind of turns things over, and they're all working for this this evil guy in the background. It's not like a pretty cool story, and it's just like that I think shouldn't be too much money. But I mean, if you're looking for stories having to do with New Mutants, that New Mutant characters and stuff like that, because you guys are talking about limited series, that's when you want to check out the Fallen Angels.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got that a long time ago.
Extreme X-Men will never pay off.
Those are still sitting in the dollar bin.
Isn't
Extreme
Extreme
X-Men?
where Phantom X first appeared though?
I think.
Wasn't he in one of those, or was that a different series?
I think that might have been New X-Men, right?
That's easily a character they could throw into an X-Force movie. Phantom X.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I like Phantom X. Actually, King of the Golden State said, believe it or not, Long Shot Mini is still on average about a $15 run there. So
Yeah, but if you can get a 9.8 graded, it's about a $200, maybe the $250
New
book.
X-Men, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's Uncanny X-Men annual number 10 is the first appearance of Longshot. So that, I mean, if you're worried about getting his first appearance, if they do go that route with like the Mojoverse.
Well, wait, who's
that's
the first
about
appearance in Long Shot? What did you say was the first appearance?
Uncanny X-Men, it's the Uncanny X-Men annual number 10.
I thought it was Long Shot number 1.
I don't know.
That sounds
That's the first time
familiar.
he's in the
Yeah.
What if
Yeah,
they
I
came
think-
out the same month?
Oh,
Not
man.
one of those again. I'm going to settle this right now. I'm going to look it up.
Hey, so am I. I'm going to see what CGC says.
I don't care. CGC, no.
CGC is the end all, say all. What are you talking about?
Because of enough people complain.
They're like the Wizard
Because-
Long
Max.
Shot number 1.
Yes.
It says first Long Shot and first Spiral.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. But you
In
know
your
what, though?
face. No, I'm just playing.
Doesn't matter. Man.
I have a first appearance. I have a
You know what you
first
do
appearance.
though? If you really want it to be that if you really want it to be that annual, you just complain enough to CGC and they're like, you know what? We're gonna make a case for this because everybody knows Hulk 181 is not the first Wolverine. Hulk 180 is the first Wolverine, but because 181 got all the hype and the hoopla, that's the one that they recognize. So
Yep.
I don't know. Comically
It's
Flawed
not
is saying his
annual.
source is annual number 10. So
Yeah. So how about this? Magic. They say her first appearance is New Mutants 14, right?
okay.
But she was in
X-Men
giant
was-
size. Yeah, she was in giant size X-Men number 1.
As a baby.
X-Men
Right.
145, I think too.
Yep, and 160 also.
Yep.
And then she had the 4-part mini, which came out before that as well.
Right?
So how is New Mutants 14 her first appearance, right? So there's a
First
bunch of
appearance
those
was New
examples out there where it's just not accurate. It's just
I think I think that
Long Shot joins the team in annual number
that's
10.
what it was. He joins the X-Men. And,
okay.
Okay.
But
Good job, Adam.
yeah, the the Ileana thing, the magic. So she, second appearance of her of Ileana is X-Men 145, but her powers I think manifest in 160, and she becomes an adult in that one as well. But then she doesn't join the New Mutants until 14. So that's one of
she
those tough
dies
ones.
too at one point.
She's died a few times.
Yeah.
Like
But then again, they all have.
I think she died because of the legacy virus at one point too. That's why Colossus killed himself trying to cure himself.
Yes, that's when Colossus went and like joined the Acolytes, and then
He was all mad. Yeah, he was depressed.
Angsty Colossus.
That's right.
Yep.
Emo
He betrayed
Colossus.
Professor X.
Yeah. Who dat? Comics and movies. He asked a question, and I'll pose it to you guys. You may have already read it. Did you guys review the new Kingsman trailer? Did you guys see that?
I haven't seen it yet. I want to.
No.
I
Kingsman was
started
actually
watching
really
it, but
good.
didn't get to finish the trailer. So no.
I was surprised when I saw the movie. I was like, wow, this is actually
Yeah.
pretty good.
I liked it.
didn't
I
think
thought it was cool.
As good as it was.
Yeah. Comically Flawed said, in case you're wondering, and I'm sure you all were, the annual 10 is also the first appearance of the X-Babies.
That's right. And I want to say now.
And they were part of the Mojoverse too, weren't they? So they
I was gonna say that might be like, see, that's where I probably got confused, because I know that it's the first appearance of the X Babies, and I think it might be the first appearance of the Mojoverse, but not Mojo's first appearance though.
right.
Which,
Mojo Jojo?
Mojo's
Yeah.
first appearance is long shot number 2 or 3.
yeah.
I have
Mojo was basically
X-Babies #1 signed by Scotty Young. One of my first signatures I got, actually.
Well,
Once I started collecting the second time around.
right.
he's basically like the Richard Dawson character from The Running Man, just all techno and crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to put it.
But yeah, because you could see that like he would be a great villain for a movie like that, because it's just like, you figure you pit him against them, and then on top of that, it's just like this deadly game show on top of trying to be a hero movie. That's a lot of dynamics in there, but it's pretty cool.
I want to watch The
I
Running
like,
Man.
Mr. Unknown Comic Guy brings up a Simpsons reference. Pray for Mojo. When Homer gets the monkey and he starts letting him eat whatever he wants. Oh my God! Pray for Mojo. That's funny.
Yeah. Man, I'll hail the inanimate carbon rod. Remember that?
Oh, I got a picture with the rod.
Jackie O said that Art Adams' art in Long Shot #1 fried his young mind when it came out.
Nice.
Adams did also did that annual as well. I have that signed somewhere in my house, but like it's definitely he had a big hand in the X-Men, X-Men and Longshot, like just that whole crew, like he did a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah, he's still doing great stuff. There was a volume 3, I think, for New Mutants, and there's some really amazing art in there that he
his style has changed up a lot. Like his covers are really, really nice. Like
Yeah.
I love that Captain Marvel cover that he did. That was incredible. And then the Walking Dead connecting cover was really good too. And I want to say too, for Guardians of the Galaxy, I think I picked this up just for the cover, just because I didn't read any of the run really at all. But this I think past week, the Guardians of the Galaxy came out. I think it's issue number 20, either 2 or 23, and it's Adam's wraparound cover, and it looks amazing. I was like, dude, I'm buying this. I don't care. It's got Thanos on it. I'm in.
There's a magic cover. I think it's for New Mutants 25, the volume 3 that he did. That is just amazing. That's probably the next. I think it's a $90-$100 book, but that's probably the next one I'm going to pick up, because I love that thing.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's that. I guess we should move on to the next piece, which is what's coming out mañana.
Oh,
Mañana.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a light week for me. Not a lot that I'm picking up.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad, just is not a lot that I'm picking up.
I'm just
Flash,
going to never
obviously.
say it's a light week, because I can never stick to that.
No, I know it is for me. Like, there's not a lot that I'm, I looked it up, and there's, there's some good books out there, but I think I'm only probably going to pick up like 4 books.
4? That's not bad.
Yeah.
No, that's
I'm
nice.
getting Flash 21.
Yep.
That's
That's one.
next part. I'm gonna pull up the list. Actually, on comicbooks.com, Justin does the list. He does it every Monday, so it's up early, and that's what I go by. So I was gonna pull that up and show y'all. Section of the
Flash
content.
number 1. Flash 21 was what I was gonna get. Also,
Boom.
gonna get.
There's Scarlet Spider #1's coming out this week, so if
That's
anybody's pumped for a new Spider-Man book,
From Ben Riley.
you don't have enough.
Oh, yeah, I might have to jump on that.
Yeah.
Thanos number
X-Men
6.
Blue.
Yeah, the end of our Thanos miniseries hits us.
Yep.
Oh, Batman the Shadow.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Could probably grab that.
Yeah.
I've always wanted that miniseries. I've wanted that, that team up or that crossover of those two characters.
You know what's funny
Yeah.
too? Like it's almost like I remember that Gray Ghost character that he was all into.
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
That's my favorite episode of Batman the Animated Series.
but like the Shadow always reminded me of that. So it's just like it's kind of like you're getting that in comic book form now with the Shadow and Batman.
Yeah. I don't know if you can
Ghost,
see it
so
highlighted.
awesome.
Yeah, you can. Okay, so I highlighted Nam Wolf #1, Albatross. If you can find that book, pick it up. There's 2 different covers for it. I think it's sold out at the distributor level. It's a Eric Powell book, and that is just highly in demand right now. So if you can pick it up, pick up 2 if you can. All right.
Is this a wolf that's in Vietnam War wolf? like I just saw the cover for it. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Nam Wolf. Like Cap Wolf, but a Nam.
I will check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Highly recommend that book if you want to spec on it or just want to read something good. Yeah. So it says when scrawny Martin Spencer is drafted into the Vietnam War, he finds himself smack dab in the middle of the heart of darkness. But Marty has a secret even from himself. And Vietnam is a hell of a place to find out you're a werewolf. Dun, dun, dun. So there you go.
Now there's trouble.
I'll probably check it out.
Yeah.
You know what I don't like this week though is Marvel's now hit us with all their X books in 1 week. Blue, Gold, and Weapon X.
Yeah.
Didn't Blue just come out last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Jeez.
Sorry, what were you going to
That was
say, Edwin?
part of the plan in the first place.
No, I was looking at, for a #1, Scarlet Spider, that they only have 2 other variants. One is a J. Scott Campbell and one is a action figure. That's it. You would think with a #1, especially an iconic character like he was back in the 90s, you'd think they'd have multiple variants, but maybe they don't want to saturate it like they did back in the 90s.
Right. Well, I mean, and the regular cover's Bagley, so I don't know.
There you
It's
go.
pretty good.
You want another spec book?
What's that?
You want another spec book?
Yeah.
Go.
Batgirl #10.
Tell us why.
Is there a first appearance?
It is the son of the Penguin becomes his own villain. He gets his own name, so he strikes out on his own. So that's
See, man.
being considered potentially a key, in the future. So people
Just
are
keep-
looking to pick that up. So
Just keep adding to Justin's list.
I know, right?
yeah,
What am I at now?
gosh.
he's probably like 40.
30 books. 30
Yeah.
books.
Oh, what do you call it? No, that's not it. And then, of course, we have the books for Aliens, right? Life and Death. Prometheus, Life and Death, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep forgetting the name of the other books. Crap.
Orbit. Dead Orbit.
Dead Orbit, there you go. I don't know why I can't. It always falls out of my head. That's a weird way to put it, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Old Guard #3.
Yeah.
I've liked that series so far. It's been pretty good.
Yeah. We were talking about Hickman earlier
Mhm.
on Fantastic Four. If you want a really good, high sort of concept Hickman-y book, check out Black Monday Murders. It's the 5th issue comes out tomorrow. It's a really good read. I don't know if you guys have read that or not, but it's pretty cool. It's about the financial industry, and they have like deals with these ancient like demons and stuff, and it's a pretty cool story. And the way they have it set up too, they'll have like a page that's like from an old manuscript with like a bunch of stuff redacted from it, or like an old like diagram or something that they found. Anyway, it's just a cool book. I like it. So it was on a hiatus for a while, so a couple months actually. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that it's back. Looking forward to that. It was a $5 book, so $4.99. So I'm hoping it dropped down to at least $4.
Yeah.
But we'll see tomorrow.
I'm going to check out the Splitting Image 80-page special.
Yeah.
Just because I remember them doing a Splitting Image way back in the day. So I just want to see what
Those
it's
are
going to be.
They kind of like make fun of themselves, that right? Oh,
Right,
actually,
right.
that reminds me. I meant to ask you guys. I don't know. It's obviously not tomorrow, but kind of like the Venomized month, they're doing
Mhm.
like a Spawn month, right? All these covers get like
Yep.
Spawn treatment. You guys looking forward to those? Some of them look pretty cool.
There's a couple of them that look pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's going to be for across what, like the main image titles?
All the image titles are getting it. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm sure I'll pick up a few.
Like Old God has one. It's the chain and everything. So Spawn's chain is on the back of the main character, that lady. Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. They look pretty cool. But
Yeah. All right, cool. So I guess that's the books for tomorrow. We all have a light week, sort of, except Justin. But let's go around and give some shout outs, some final thoughts, and close out the show here, hitting about 10:15. So what do y'all got? Let me take myself off. I'm presenting myself again. All right, let's start with Chris.
all right. Well, just want to, I guess, shout out to everybody who came in the chat. Shout out to everybody watching. Thank you guys for giving us great stuff to talk about, kind of giving us some insight as to what you thought about some of the subjects that we tackled today, as well as I want to thank everybody on the panel. Just making a fun show, having some fun with everything. All I can tell everybody is, even though it's a light week, like I said, at least for me, in those light weeks, try your best to go get yourself at least one back issue, something that fill in a run, just to kind of get you not thinking just about the new stuff every time. But other than that, just have a great week. Get some good books, and we will see you next week.
I'm looking for my applause. There it is. All right.
I was gonna say, I know they keep on hearing that message. They like, soon this is gonna be really bare bones. Like, have they done away with the applause? Do I not get?
Not yet. It's still there. I'll use it while it's still there.
No options anymore.
That's right. All right, let's go with Justin next.
Yeah. Big thanks to everybody who showed up in the chat here. That was really awesome. We had a few people I hadn't seen before, so that's always cool to see new guys. And of course, everybody who normally shows up. Big thanks. But a lot of good topics this week. I definitely had a good time. My haul will be up tomorrow. Right? Tomorrow. It's a new comic book day. We're planting that flag. It's going to be there tomorrow. And who knows what else. And then, of course, Sunday, we'll be doing another live show Sunday morning. So everybody come on back.
Yeah. All right. And Edwin.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. It was pretty amazing. I think we had up to 30 people watching at one time. That was pretty awesome.
Yep.
I wasn't really paying attention to everybody, but if we had new people, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. I agree with Chris. When you're out there getting new issues, grab at least one back issue. You will appreciate it very much. Other than that, check out my live auction on May the 7th on my YouTube channel, Strictly Comics. And hopefully I can be auctioning off some things that maybe you guys would want to pick up. Other than that, that's it. Everybody have a great week, and see you next time.
Before you're done, though, what kind of auction are you going to do so people can plan their Guardians of the Galaxy, tickets either before or after? Like, what time is that live auction happening, Edwin?
It's going to be on a Sunday, so probably it's going to be in the evening, anywhere between 5 and 7 p.m.
So, in between 5 and all right, so
somewhere around there.
do not
It's a 2-hour movie, just
5
about.
and 7 p.m.
Yeah, if it's Sunday, you need to have already seen it.
Right?
True.
That's true. It's already too late.
It's already been spoiled.
Yeah, right. All right, so I guess it's my turn.
All the after credit scenes.
Yep.
We talked about 5 of them.
There's
We
5 of them.
5 of them. So get
And
ready.
I wish I could tell you what some of them are. I know some of the stuff. Oh my god, it's driving me nuts. Can't wait till we can talk about it.
Beta Ray Bill. No.
All right, guys. Well, shout out to the chat. Like you guys said, we had some new people in there, regulars that come by every time. Love that. Love the contributions, the questions. They're always making me laugh in there and distracting me with the funny comments. So I love that. It's great. Keep it up. Great show. We had some really cool, topics to go over tonight. Really like the format we got going on here. So we'll definitely continue with that. Good mix of stuff too. Like we do the movies, we do the comics, you do whatever the heck we want to do. So it's not just about anything. But shout out to you guys. Shout out to people who shout stuff out.
Town shouters.
Yeah, that's right. So you might see me later in the week. You never know. I got something planned. So look for that. Check out your shop tomorrow. Alien Day, don't forget that. And then also, we're talking about, always collecting what you love, reading what you like. But that goes for the movies too. Sure, read the reviews, hear what we and other people have to say. But check it out for yourself. Formulate your own opinion and, take it from there. That's the best way to do it. And that's going to do it. Episode 32, guys. Have a good night.